I'm super excited to welcome our next guest, of course, Miss Chelsea Wright. Uh, Chelsea and I have really got more acquainted more recently. Actually, we're sort of by mutual acquaintance, but spent a little bit more time together recently. I've learned a ton from her already. I love her heart. I love her business mindedness and just she impresses me as a lifelong learner and is always sharing resources and just has such a desire to help other people move forward. It just really resonates with me, Chelsea, every time I'm around you. She owns Prosper Real Estate Group. She owns Renegade TCs, which is a transaction company. She owns a coaching company called Variant Coaching. So she's pretty much just an all around badass. And I'm super excited to have you share with us today. So welcome and thank you.
Hello, everybody. It is nearly 11 a.m. So if you haven't grabbed your second cup of coffee, or maybe you need a little snack, that's okay. I talk loud. You can run to the kitchen. You'll still hear me. We are going to dive into creating tactical success. Notice that I didn't say strategic. We're going to move fast. So you want to have your pins ready. You want to be focused. I promise you that the next 20 something minutes, because Frank stole a couple, it's okay, it was worth it, are going to be incredible. So moving forward, the first thing that I see with a lot of real estate agents is that they don't understand the difference between strategy and tactics. A strategy is a plan of action to achieve a goal. The tactics are the actions that actually achieve the desired result. So the way that I like to think about it is understanding the difference between the what and the how. You following me? Are we all here? We together? The thing is that good tactics can save even the worst strategy. However, bad tactics will destroy the best strategy. And so some way to really illustrate that is to think about fitness, okay? When you're thinking about working out, oftentimes the strategy is to integrate exercise or a certain diet in order to lose weight or to feel your personal best, right? Now, if you commit to working out for the next 75 days, awesome. But if you show up half-assed, meaning you don't push yourself, you don't challenge yourself, you kind of just go through the rhythm of doing the workout, are your results going to be in alignment with your original goal? No, right? So this is a perfect example of how having a strategy, i.e. working out, but then having really terrible tactics or half-assed tactics can ultimately get you out of alignment with the outcome that you desire. Another way that I see this is real estate agents will commit to social media, or they'll commit to open houses, or they'll commit to a certain strategy to building more business. Like, let's say, for example, you decide to commit to Frank's strategy. You're like, you know what? I'm going to do this 36 touch. But instead of following his instructions with the utmost detail, you half-ass it and you write your own copy. You write your own words down. You get the gist of it. Do you think that the results are going to be the same? No, right? So you're taking a great strategy and you're applying cutting corners kind of tactics, and you're going to ultimately sacrifice the desire that you so choose. So how do you know if your tactic is good? How do you know if your actions are quality, right? Well, good tactics and actions have a clear purpose that aid your strategy. They have a finite timeline during which your specific outcome will be completed and the impacts can be measured. Something that I love about what Katie presented on is that she talked about measuring your results. If you're going through your business or you're going through changing your life or making some sort of effort and you're not measuring the effectiveness or the efficiency of those results, then you're essentially climbing onto the hamster wheel and running yourself dry, right? If you don't know what's working or what's not working, you're the equivalent of like running into the wall repeatedly and hoping it moves. Does that make sense? So something that you can ask yourself is, will the action help me achieve the desired outcome in time? Now, we have 90-ish days left. And so it's important for you to think back to the beginning of this year when the champagne still had bubbles in it and you were celebrating the beginning of 2022 with the hope that the pandemic would end and that your business would double and that travel would be a thing again, right? Does anybody remember New Year's last year? How the vibes were great? Yeah. Now, last year, you had so much time to achieve your goals. You had 12 whole months. You had 365 days. So your strategy likely accounted for that time. But now, as we sit here on October 4th, you have less time to accomplish your goal. And so you need to consider if maybe your tactics or your actions need to change. What was your goal or desired outcome from this year? Drop it in the chat for me, will you? What do we got? Sell 25 houses. Dope. 10 million. 10 million what, Greg? Sorry. My words are escaping me. 10 million in volume. Got it. 35 homes, Liz. To be in Cali by December. Girl, you got in Cali in 3 months. What else? Y'all, you can be vulnerable. I promise. 60 agents attracted by the end of the year. Love that. Buy a home. Dope. 25 homes sold. Perfect. All right. I have a question for you. A lot of these are professional goals. Who had a personal goal? What personal goals did you have for this year? Getting your real estate license. That's still professional, Eric. What's a personal goal? I know you're up in the gym, working on your fitness. Gain 25 pounds. There we go. To be happy, to build a home. All right. 100 days by the water. Eric, I know you're well on your way with that. To build action around my awareness. I love that. What do your results thus far say about the actions you've used to achieve your goal? If you had to get really honest with yourself, what do your results say about your actions? Are you close? Are you behind? Have you exceeded your goal already? What's the truth about the tactics you've been using? Who's willing to share? Drop it in the chat. Let me know. What's the quality of your tactics? What's the quality of your actions? Do my results suggest I need a good coach? I mean, coaches help, absolutely. But you got to do it too. What do your results say? You're behind. So your actions are not enough. Okay, that's one way to look at it. What else do we have? On pace to do more. Hell yeah, Dominic. Not as much action, Sean. Professional, got it. Personal, need to recommit to your actions. I get that. All right, let me share this again. Here's the thing. Oftentimes when we get introspective and we look at where we're at in comparison to where we thought we would be, we experience judgment, we experience shame, we experience disappointment, we experience anger. Does anybody have any feelings about where they're at so far this year, personally or professionally? Yeah, maybe you're proud, maybe you're excited. Yeah. You have to pause. You have to pause and consider what feelings are showing up for you, because what happens is we oftentimes get into judgment, and then we think that if we are judging ourselves or beating ourselves up, that will somehow create more progress. The reality is that it doesn't. So when you have awareness around something needing to change in your life, and you drop into judgment or shame or anger, what happens is that your actions are then kind of tainted. They're not the same quality of action as if you were to meet yourself with grace and strength and understanding. Does that make sense? Are you guys following me? So if you want to create sustainable change in your life and business, the first thing to do is to practice awareness. What specifically needs to change? Is it the strategy? Is it the goal? Is it the action? What about this reality do you need to accept? What part of it are you denying? What part of it are you ignoring? And once you have that acceptance, you can then take action. When you take action from acceptance, you're doing it with a positive intention. You're doing it from a place of, I deserve better. Not, I'm a POS, so I better do 20 push-ups because I ate a donut this morning, right?
I did eat a donut this morning.
I love you, Becky. Good for you. All right. Here's the thing. If punishing yourself worked by now, it would have worked already. Stop punishing yourself for the fact that you're not where you thought you would be this year. I am sure that there are plenty of things that happened this year that you were not expecting. I am sure that each of you had your own set of curveballs, right? And so if you punish yourself, do it once. Do you know that we're the only species that pays the price more than once? Our own consciousness allows us to revisit mistakes over and over and over again, like a dog licking its puke. Why do it? Right? What I find funny is that when a car breaks down, you don't yell at it to fucking work, right? You're not like, move faster, drive better. You suck. No, you take it in. You do some work on it. You pay the bill. You put better tires on, or you go buy a better car, right? When it comes to your goals, you have to run a diagnostic. So I'm going to teach you easy questions to ask yourself to get back in alignment with where you want to end the year. The first one is to look at your desired outcome. Then we're going to look at the strategy that you were using. Then we're going to look at your tactics a little bit more, and we're going to look at your results. So the first question is this something you still want? I coached over 100 realtors on sales and leadership, and I can't tell you how many times we discovered together that their goals were something that they thought they should want because their leader or rainmaker or their colleague wanted it too. Oh, well, Erik's going to sell 100 houses this year, so I should be at 120, right? Is it something that you still want? Has the intention changed? Has your life changed? You're human. You get to change your mind. You get to. It does not mean you're a failure. It means that you have changed. Is your strategy still the best way forward? Is this the best plan of action? If you set a goal at the beginning of the year and you put a plan of action together and it is now October 4th and you're nowhere near close, you need a new strategy, my friend. One of the best books on being mindful of what strategy you use when you're setting goals is the 12-week year. It challenges you to rethink your concept of time. If you had to achieve a year's worth of goals in 12 weeks, how would your actions be different? Now you need to think about what's the quality of your actions. Katie asked a great question. How many hours did you work last year? Now, I would ask, how many quality hours did you work? Do you just sit at your computer because you feel like you have to? When you're doing your lead gen, are you giving it your all? Or are you just like waiting for the next no or the next fuck you? What is the quality of your work? What is the quality of your actions? What can you learn from the results that you have so far? What are they trying to teach you? Here's the thing. You must be willing to change your actions if you wish to maintain your advantage. What worked yesterday will not work tomorrow. You have to be willing to adapt. We are in a new market. We are in a new industry. Things have changed. So you must be willing to change with it. One of the things that I would like you guys to consider is like, who here would say that they don't work hard? All of you work hard, right? Every single one of you on this call work really hard. Y'all give a care about your future. That's why you're here. That's why you're on this call. Yes. So how else can you ensure quality tactics or quality actions? There are 3 ways, and I'm going to move really fast. The first one is to treat yourself like a high performer. The second one is to be present and absolutely do your best. And the third is to become a data-driven decision maker. Now, I know I said treat yourself like a star athlete, but I'm going to take you on a little bit of a story, so just bear with me. Instead of thinking athlete, because I personally cannot relate, I like to think Tamagotchis. Now, I know I'm dating myself, but who knows what a Tamagotchi is? Throw it in the chat. Basically, if you don't know what they were, they're the cute little video game that you would hang on the edge of your backpack or lose in your closet. That's what happened to mine. And you would log into it every day, and your little creature on the screen would be big mad or would be really happy or would need something. And the way that the game evolved is that you had to guess what it needed, right? So you just go through trying to figure out how to make this imaginary little digital creature happy again. Yeah. And if you weren't successful in guessing, it would die. And then you'd have to start all over again. Okay. So something that has worked for me is I do a Tamagotchi test. Did I get quality sleep last night? Did I get my 6 to 8 hours? Am I dressed confidently? Do I feel good about myself? Did I eat well and drink enough water? Am I hungry? I don't do meetings hungry because I'm not my best self. I'm impatient, a little bit snippy. Y'all already have heard I've got a mouth on me, right? So it's not the best. Doesn't have the best outcome, right? Are you having fun? When's the last time you actually had fun? There's a study in Japan that said people who were happy were 70% more productive than those who were depressed or apathetic. Like, you want to raise your income really fast, go have more fun. Are you practicing gratitude? Appreciation makes space for more. If you don't appreciate what you have, how could you expect to have more? And move your body. Now, I'm not saying you need to sign up for CrossFit. That is definitely not where I got started. But what if you committed to 10 minutes of walking outside? By checking in with yourself and doing an inventory or diagnostic of your own body, your own mental state, you can ensure that even if you have great intentions to have great actions, that the quality of those actions remain great. If you're working hungry, tired, burnt the fuck out, I promise you that the quality of your actions are not what you think they are. They will not get you closer to where you want to be. So what routines, if you integrated them today, would dramatically improve the quality of your work? Drop it in the chat. What routines would dramatically improve the quality of your work? What's missing from your life right now? All right, I'm gonna let you all type because I think I have like 2 more minutes, right, Eric? Yeah, okay. Consistency, knowing numbers, meditation. All right, the next one is to be present and do your absolute best. Here's the thing. A lot of you guys are doing work in a really terrible environment, and you're super distracted and you're not committing to where your feet are. So what I find with a lot of my real estate clients that I'm coaching is that they are trying to have the best of both worlds. They're trying to work while they're also trying to be a parent, or they're trying to work while they're trying to vacation, or they're trying to squish both into the same situation. The reality is that you have to be able to create better boundaries around your work. If you're going to be working, work. Make sure you're in a working environment. If you're going to be on vacation, set up leverage, go on vacation. The worst thing is to work through your vacation and then need another, right? Be present where you are. The next thing that I'll say is that a lot of you have distractions that you're allowing into your life that don't belong. How much time are you spending on social media? Scrolling, not contenting? How much time are you spending being distracted with paperwork in your job? That's what TCs are for. You know this. How much time are you watching Netflix? If you were to look at the hours that you were actually working, how many of them were spent moving the needle in your business instead of being distracted? The last thing that I'll talk about is becoming a data-driven decision maker. Y'all know how much money is in your bank account. I bet you know how much money is in your bank account. I bet if you went on a shopping spree, you'd know exactly how much money you spent. The thing is that you don't know where your time is going. A lot of you don't know where your time is going. A lot of you create a calendar in Google Calendar and it is a full fantasy. You're like, oh, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. because I put it in Google. But you aren't going to immediately inherit the ability to wake up early just because you color coded it on a digital device or you highlighted it in your planner. If you want to get really good at becoming data driven, start documenting where your time goes and then holding yourself accountable to where that time is spent. Don't create a calendar. Create awareness. Document where your day is, then make the adjustments. Again, it goes back to that sustainability process for creating change. Awareness, acceptance, and then action. You can't just make an imaginary calendar of like your ideal self and then try to force yourself into being that person. You need to start with the awareness of where you're at. All right, I think my time is up. Curiosity killed the cat, but I promise you it won't kill you. Get curious about what needs to change in order for you to hit your 2022 goals. I promise you that if you start with curiosity and you remove judgment, you will have much better results, much better action than what you've had thus far. That's me.
Chelsea, that was amazing. Thank you. Virtual standing ovation for Chelsea Wright. I really loved what you said about our energy and like being in judgment and shame and things like that, and how much that influences then our action. Because I think that creates so much internal conflict. Like we're mentally grasping what we want to do and we're setting an intention, but if we're beating ourselves up inside, it's affecting our heart, and then we're not following through, and then we're in this constant state of conflict of just beating ourselves up about what we haven't gotten done or falling short on a goal or whatever it is, instead of resetting, to your point, through awareness and then moving into positive, productive action.
Yeah, you wouldn't beat yourself up and then go run a marathon, right?
Right.
So like, why do we think we can beat ourselves up and then take massive action?
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Not at all. Crazy. Yeah. So powerful. Thank you so much. If people want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get in touch?
So Instagram is the best. I'll drop my little profile here.
Please do. Well, thank you for the contribution today. Always really grateful for our time together and your influence in my life. So thank you.
My
Appreciate
pleasure,
it.
you guys.
All right. Hey, I'm